Hey, what's going on? What's going on? It's Robert Welken here from CoinOpTV doing another video review, this time for Dragon Ball FighterZ, which is out now today, January 26th, 2018 for the PlayStation 4, the Xbox One, and Windows PC. The game comes to you from Bandai Namco and Arc System Works. We got the review going up now. I'm sort of going through some notes. My man Jon Venture, who's a Dragon Ball fan and fighting fan, has been playing the game, and we put up some gameplay earlier, but I wanted to sort of put together some more gameplay with some notes from his review. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of read off some of his notes from his review and also show you some gameplay of that and give you my 2 cents. Quick heads up, I got to play some of this at E3 last year when it was like pretty early on. There was only a couple fighters there to check out, and from what I played hands-on, it seemed fun, it seemed fast. I'm not the greatest fighting player guy, so I got my butt kicked by some dudes hanging out there, which is okay because I don't really claim to be all that great. But I was checking out some of the gameplay from Jon. It looked like he was holding his own, doing good. So that was a relief. So let me show some of the gameplay, and I'm going to read some of his review. This will also be on the website, and we'll also put a link in the description below to some general gameplay without me talking if you want to check that out. So here, this is kind of like from the story mode of the gameplay. So here's some what we had written down from his review. Jon says that Dragon Ball FighterZ is flashy, frenetic, fast-paced. It says it's the best video game representation of the Dragon Ball franchise to date. High praise. I'm also going to give you his pros and cons and his number score at the end, so stay tuned for that. Here it says, featuring characters from Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Super, these 3-on-3 2D fights look as incredibly good as they play. Unlike other fighting games that have been released in recent years without basic features like an arcade mode, Dragon Ball FighterZ is rich with more than enough content to keep DBZ and fighting game fans going. Add it until Zeno blinks them out of existence. That must be a anime reference there. I don't know what that's from. Okay, moving on with his article. Jon says, the best aspect of Dragon Ball FighterZ by far is how easy it is to pick up and play. If you can fire off a Hadouken, then you can perform the majority of the moves in this game. That said, Dragon Ball FighterZ gets deep when you learn the nuances of the 24 playable characters, attacks, and build your dream team to tackle any enemies that come your way. Playing through the game's training and story modes are highly recommended, as the online community has already surpassed the skill level of the in-game CPU characters. While intimidating to first-timers, it's best to embrace this challenge as a motivational tool to train and get better, just as certain spiky-haired Saiyans would. So, you know, again, you guys know I'm not a big DBZ fan there, just kind of like, you know, a soft, light fan, so apologies if I'm saying anything incorrectly. Let me get back to the gameplay here. So in Jon's article, he says, also of note is the lack of loot boxes in Dragon Ball FighterZ. Stickers, costumes, custom colors, emotes, lobby avatars, and other cosmetic changes can be obtained via capsules using Zeno, the in-game currency earned by completing quests and fighting. Real-world currency cannot be used to buy these items, so if you want to impress others while waiting to plummet their face into the ground, you'll have to do that the old-fashioned way and earn it. So, you know, if you guys didn't know, this is, you know, the whole loot boxes controversy was going around a lot, heavy in full force in 2017. And it's good to see that some of these 2018 games have kind of reversed course a little bit on that. So going back to the article here, Jon's has his final thoughts, his recap on Dragon Ball FighterZ. It says, he says, despite the overwhelming hype surrounding the release of Dragon Ball FighterZ, it's thankfully justified. Local and online 3 versus 3 fights play silky smooth and will give this game serious longevity. So that's always great when the netcode online works well, both in the fighting game scene and among players worldwide. Also from the article, he says the wait time The wait times that were prevalent when fighting online battles are gone, though the loading times getting in and out of lobbies can be a little taxing at times. Beyond that, Dragon Ball FighterZ is a game worthy of a wish from Shenron. Alright, so he also listed his pros and cons, so that's what I want to get into here. Let me switch over to some different gameplay. This is, I believe this is... well, anyway, it's a different part of the gameplay here, just to switch it up. Okay, so Dragon Ball FighterZ pros, these are things he likes about the game. Simple controls and lots of nuanced moves to learn across the roster. Okay, he also likes the training mode, story mode, arcade mode, online play. So many ways to get good. He also likes these cel-shaded visuals directly inspired by the manga and anime series. And finally, another pro is a brand new story and original characters designed by Akira Toriyama himself. So those are the pros that he enjoys with Dragon Ball FighterZ. Now let's get into the cons, things that I wanted to point out as a reviewer. So for the cons, things that John didn't like, he says fan favorite character omissions including Broly, Bardock, Jiren, and others, which may be, these are omissions, but he says that they may be DLC around the corner. Who knows? I don't know if that's announced or anything yet as far as DLC. Also another con, he says, is Zenny grinding for random cosmetic items, though duplicates can be traded in to get the exact same thing you want. Another con is annoying loading screens getting in and out of lobbies, even if you're playing versus the CPU. So we've actually seen some of those loading screens here. So, alright, so you guys want the final score, the final review score. He actually gives Dragon Ball FighterZ a 9 out of 10, which is pretty high up the charts there. So, bravo to the team over Bandai Namco. Arc System Works there for putting together a fun game. Again, we'll have the full review, the full article up on the website for you to check out if you want to read that without my voice, and check out some of the other gameplay that we put up as well. I guess that's it for this video. Thanks a bunch for watching, and thanks John for checking out the game, playing it for the review for CoinOpTV. We'll see you guys next time.